Hello friends, in last lecture we saw trigonometric ratios for the complementary angles and based on that. Now in this lecture we'll see the trigonometric identity. See, identity is a expression which is true for all values of the variable. So first I do write the identities, then I will give you the proof of those identities. So very first trigonometric identity, here I am writing the topic that we are going to discuss today. Trigonometric identities. As I told you, when we solve the question related to trigonometric identities, we also need some algebraic identities. But here I am going to give you the trigonometric identity. So very first identity is sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Second, 1 plus tan square theta is equal to sec square theta. Third one, 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta. So these are the basic three identities. Now some says that sin square theta equal to 1 minus cos square theta is one more identity. No, this is the basic identity. Now if I want to get the value of sin square theta, I can write sin square theta equal to 1 minus cos square theta. Or if I want to get the value of cos square theta, I can write cos square theta is equal to 1 minus sin square theta. So no need to remember those three different variation of the same identity. It is something like that. If you know speed is equal to distance upon time, so no need to mug up that distance equal to speed into time, or time is equal to distance upon speed. You can find any of the variable if you have the relation between these three. Okay, similarly, if you know the sine square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1, you can say sine square theta equal to 1 minus cos square theta, or cos square theta equal to 1 minus sine square theta. Similarly, over here, 1 plus tan square theta equal to sec square theta. So, but obvious, tan square theta minus sec square theta is equal to minus 1. Okay, or sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. Similarly over here, cosec square theta minus cot square theta is equal to 1. So these are true for all values of theta. That means whether I put theta equal to 0 or 30 or 60, whatever. Okay, that is true for all values. So now we'll see proof of these. Actually, if you know the proof of first one, it is very easy to get the remaining two. So let us see how to prove this. Suppose we have a triangle right angle at B. A C is a triangle in which I am considering this angle is theta degree. So in triangle ABC, in triangle ABC, angle B is equal to 90 degree, angle C is equal to theta. Now what we need to prove that if I find sine theta, then I find cos theta, then I add them, I should get 1. That is the identity. So okay, so now sine theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. For this angle theta, perpendicular is AB, hypotenuse is AC. Now cos theta is equal to base upon hypotenuse. Base for this angle theta is BC, hypotenuse is AC. Now we'll find sine square plus cos square theta. So sine square theta plus cos square theta. So now sine square theta means sine theta whole square, that is AB upon AC whole square, and cos square theta is BC upon AC whole square. Now AB square upon AC square plus BC square upon AC square. Now if I take the LCM, here I will get AC square, and in the numerator I will get AB square plus BC square. Now according to the Pythagoras theorem, BC square is equal to what? Is equal to AC square, isn't it? So here I can write, therefore AC square upon AC square, therefore this is, so sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So here I got my first identity. So note it down, then I will give you the proof of remaining two. Okay, now we have sin square theta plus cos square theta to 1. Now we'll see how to prove the remaining two. So sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Now if I divide throughout this by cos square theta, so what I will get? So next step, I'm dividing this equation or uh, this identity throughout by cos square theta. Okay, so sin square theta upon cos square theta is tan square theta, plus cos square theta upon cos square theta is 1. 1 upon cos theta is equal to sec theta. So 1 upon cos square theta will be sec square theta. Here I got the second one. See, here I divided throughout by cos square theta, so I got the second identity. Now, if you divide this first one by sin square theta instead of cos square theta, so you will get the third one. Okay, now sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Therefore sin square theta upon sin square theta plus cos square theta upon sin square theta is equal to 1 upon sin square theta. So now sin square theta upon sin square theta is 1. Cos upon sin is cot, so cos square upon sin square is cot square theta, and 1 upon sin square theta is cosec square theta. So this is the third identity. 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta. So note it down, then we'll see, then I will give you a short method by which you may remember these identities in a better way, as well as we'll discuss some of the algebraic identities we need while solving the questions related to these trigonometric identities, and then we start the problem sums. So please note it down. Okay, so it's little bit easier to remember. Simply sine square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. Second one is 1 plus tan square theta plus sec square theta. Now if you remember the complete name of tan, it is tangent. Complete name of sec is secant. Now if I apply CO before this, so this will become cotangent, that is cot square theta. Even if I apply CO before over here, then it will become cosecant, that is cosec square theta. So these are the three basic trigonometric identities. Other than this, we also use the relationship between trigonometric identities. So these are the identities, and here I am writing uh, trigonometric relation between trigonometric ratios. Relation between trigonometric ratios. However, we saw already these. Just I am writing again because when I start the question related to this, we need these three identities as well as these relations. So over there relations were, first was cosec theta is equal to 1 upon sine theta. I am writing in. Then sec theta is equal to 1 upon cos theta. Then cot theta is equal to 1 upon tan theta. Then tan theta is equal to sin theta upon cos theta. And finally fifth one was cot theta is equal to cos theta upon sin theta. You have to remember these trigonometric relations as well as these trigonometric identities in a very well manner. Then and only it is possible to solve the question related to the next exercise, that is exercise number 4. Actually, according to book, according to material, from question number 25 onwards. So note it down all of these, then we will start the question related to this concept. Okay, so now we'll start question related to this. See, using these three trigonometric identities and that five relations between trigonometric ratios, it is possible to write, or it is possible to express each trigonometric ratio in terms of other five trigonometric ratios. For example, if I want to express all trigonometric ratios in terms of sin A, it is possible. If I want to express all trigonometric ratios in terms of, also possible. So uh, here is the very first question, which says that express cos A, tan A and sec A in terms of sin A. Okay, here it is given express trigonometric ratios in terms of sin A. So what we have to do, question is express cos A, tan A, sec A. Cos A, tan A and sec A in terms of sin A. That means cos A is equal to something in terms of sin A. It might be in root, it might be in denominator, it might be in numerator, there might be a constant number, but if we talk about the trigonometric ratios, only sin A should be there. So let us see how to solve this. See, what I have to write, cos A in terms of sin A. It means, first of all, I have to find a relation between cos and sin directly. So there is a relation between cos and sine, that is sine square a plus cos square a is equal to 1. So I will start with sine square a plus cos square a is equal to 1. What I have to do, I have to write cos a in terms of sine a. So I do write cos square a is equal to 1 minus sine square a. Okay, but they are not asking to write cos square a in terms of sine. They are asking cos a. So I will take square root. So I can write cos a is equal to 1 minus sine square a, root over 1 minus sine square a. So here I can say this is the cos a in terms of sine a. I wrote cos a in terms of a. Now I have to write tan a in terms of sine a. So for that I have to find a relation between tan and sine. If it is possible to find a relation between tan and sine, well and fine. If you are not able to find a relation between tan and sine, then you must be able to find a relation between tan and the reciprocal of sine, that is cosec. So here I can say tan a is equal to cos a upon sine a, sorry, sine a upon cos a, isn't it? I can write tan a is equal to sine a upon cos a. So what I need to do, they are asking that write tan a or express tan a in terms of sine a. That means there should not be any other trigonometric ratio other than sine when you express tan. But here we can see the cos a is there. It means now I have to remove this cos a, or I can say I have to replace this cos a in terms of sine a. So I can take this value of cos a directly over here. Okay, so therefore I can say tan a is equal to sine a upon square root of 1 minus sine square a. Okay, sine a upon 1 minus sine square a. So this is tan a in terms of sine a. Okay, next is sec a. Now I have to convert sec a in terms of sine a. So again I need to find a relation between either sec and sine, or reverse of converse of this, cos and sine, or I can say converse of this, that means sec and cosec. Okay, either direct relation or the relation between their converse. So there are two ways to get this value. Definitely value will remain same. See, sine and sec. So uh, let us see how to find this. See, there is a direct relation between sine and sec. Either I have to make the converse of this, or I have to make the converse of this to get the relation between these two. So if I make the converse, that means reciprocal of this. So reciprocal of sec is cos. Now I have a relation between cos and sine. So to get sec a, it's better to get cos a than reciprocate it. Okay, cos a directly I have. Okay, but suppose they directly ask you that question. See, here the questions are interconnected. That means first I got cos, then I got tan, and then they are asking sec. But suppose they directly ask that sec, find sec a in terms of sine a, that then you have to do all these things. You can't take cos a equal to this directly. So I'm giving you solution in such a way so that if you get direct this question, you should be able to answer it. So now we'll write now sine square a plus cos square a is equal to 1. Therefore cos square a is equal to 1 minus sine square a. Therefore cos a is equal to root over 1 minus sine square a. Okay, so I got cos a in terms of sine a, so it's now very easy. If I make the reciprocal of both sides, so here I get 1 upon cos a is equal to 1 upon root over 1 minus sine square A. Now 1 upon cos A is what? Sec A. So here I can say sec A is equal to 1 upon root over 1 minus sine square A. So this is the relation between sec A and sine A, or I can say sec A has been expressed in the form of or in the terms of sine A. So please note down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, now this was the first of the 25th question. Now we'll see the third one. Second one is for your homework. Actually, third one is also similar to the question number 1 and 2 only, but in question 1 and 2, they are asking to convert the given trigonometric ratios in the form of one more trigonometric ratios. Question number 3 says all other trigonometric ratios of angle A in terms of sec A. We have to write all other trigonometric ratios. That means we have to express sine A in terms of sec A, we have to express cos A in terms of sec A, we have to express tan A in terms of sec A, we have to express cosec A in terms of sec A, as well as we have to express cot A in terms of sec A. That means excluding the term sec A itself, we have to express remaining all trigonometric ratios in terms of sec A. So express all other trigonometric ratios of angle A in terms of in terms of sec A. Okay, so we'll start with the sine A only, or it's not necessary that you move in the order sine, cos, tan. Simply you have to convert this. So sine in terms of sine in terms of sec, then cos in terms of sec. So when I have to convert or find sine A in terms of sec A, so I need to find a relation between sine and sec. So if it is not possible to get a direct relation between these two, reciprocate any one. So if I reciprocate this, yes, I have a relation between sine and cos. So I will start with that. Sine square A cos square A is equal to 1. Square A is equal to 1 minus sine square A. No, I have to represent sine A in terms of sec A, so better to write sine square A is equal to 1 minus cos square A. Now write sine in terms of sec. So here this is the time when I have to convert this cos in terms of sec. Okay, so here I can write 1 upon sec square A. Okay, so next here sine square A is equal to sec square A minus 1 upon sec square A. That's my answer. I need to express sine A in terms of sec A. So here it is sec square a minus 1 upon sec square a. At the max what we can do, we can find its square root. Here it is not possible to find square root because this term is not a complete square. Do not write like this, sec a minus 1. Okay, sec square a minus root of sec square a minus 1 is not equal to this. We can't find individual square. In other words, a square minus b square root is not equal to a minus b. Okay, so sin a is equal to sec square a minus 1. Denominator, definitely it is a complete square, so I do write sec a. Over here I will apply the square root sign. Okay, so this is sin a expressed in terms of sec a. Okay, so now next we have to represent or express cos a in terms of sec a. Okay, first to write this, then try to get a direct relation. If you are not able to find direct relation between two given trigonometric ratios, then reciprocate any one, and then definitely you will be able to find the relation between those two. So here cos a and sec a, yes, there is a direct relation between cos and sec. They are directly reciprocal of each other. So here I do write now cos a is equal to 1 upon sec a. That's it. Okay, so here I expressed cos a in terms of sec a. Okay, now third. See, I am moving in the direction. That means I started with sine, then cos, then tan, then cosec, okay, then sec. So definitely I won't use this because I need to expand remaining all in terms of this, and then finally cot. So this is done, this is done, now this. So now again I do write first this. That means because I need a relation between tan and sec, so tan a and sec a. So is there any direct relation between tan and sec? See, if you remember the identities, first first one was sin square a plus cos square a is equal to 1. Second one was 1 plus tan square a is equal to sec square a. So yes, there is a direct relation between these two. So we'll use that relation directly. Now 1 plus tan square a is equal to sec square a. Now what we need to do, we have to express tan in terms of sec. So tan square a is equal to sec square a minus 1. Therefore tan a is equal to root over sec square a minus 1. Okay, so tan a is equal to sec square a minus 1, root over sec square a minus 1. So this is also done. Now cosec and uh, tan and cosec, we'll find relation between tan and cosec if it is possible. Relation between not tan and cosec, between sec and cosec. So they are not reciprocal of each other. Even there isn't any identity which connect these two directly. Okay, so definitely I have to reciprocate at least one of these. So if I reciprocate this, this will become sine. Still there isn't any relation between sine and sec directly, but yes, there is a relation between, can say this is a relation between sine and sec, and after obtaining sine I can convert in the form of cosec. Okay, I can say if I use result directly, I can write that sine a is equal to this, and then I reciprocate, then I will get cosec in terms of sec. Okay, so I will use this result now, and suppose they are directly asking that write sec A in terms of cosec A, then definitely you have to start with that only. I will start with this, and in the very first step I do write sine as 1 upon cosec square A and cosec as the 1 upon sec square A. Then I can get the relation. So let me give the solution directly. I am not using this result. I am giving you the solution with the help of this original identity. That is, now sine square A plus cos square A is equal to 1. I have to find a relation between sec A and cosec A. For that I have to reciprocate these two. So I can write 1 upon cosec square A plus 1 upon sec square A is equal to 1. Therefore I will write 1 upon cosec square A is equal to 1 minus 1 upon sec square A. Okay, now here I have to take LCM. Okay, only one is left. After this only one will be left. That means relation between sec and cot. So here if I solve it further, so I will get 1 upon cosec square A is equal to, see, on taking LCM what I will get, sec square A minus 1. Okay, I will get sec square A minus 1 1 upon cosec square A is equal to sec square A minus 1 upon sec square A. Okay, so now I will reciprocate these two, so I will get cosec square A is equal to sec square A upon sec square A minus 1. Now cosec A, I'll take the square root, so cosec A is equal to root over this sec square A minus 1 upon this, okay, sec square A upon sec square A minus 1. Okay, here I took first the LCM, so I got sec square A minus 1 upon sec square A, then I reciprocate these, so this numerator and denominator will interchange. So here I got sec square A upon this. Now taking a square root, because ultimately I need to express cosec A in terms of sec A. So here is my final answer. Cosec A is equal to sec A upon sec square A root over sec square A minus 1. Okay, so this is the, I can say, cosec A in terms of cosec A in terms of sec A. Okay, so please note it down. Then only one is left, that how to write tan A, sorry, cot A in terms of cosec A. Cot in terms of cosec, that only one is left. So note it down up to this point. See, in your exam, generally they do not ask to this type of question, that means express all TRs in of any other trigonometric ratio. They generally ask that express sin A in terms of cos A or cot A in terms of sec A and so on. Generally they do ask one, maximum two. So here we converted four trigonometric ratios in terms of sec A. Now the only one is left, that is cot A in terms of sec A. So I can use this. If I reciprocate, I will get my answer, because when I reciprocate I will get cot A is equal to 1 upon root over sec square minus sec square A minus 1. So let us see that last one, tan A and cot A and sec A. So again here you can check there isn't any direct relation between these two, but if I reciprocate this, yes, we have a relation. Or let it be cot A only. If I reciprocate this, no, then there isn't any relation. I can say there is a relation, but direct relation is not there, so it's better to get a relation between tan and sec and then convert tan into the form of sec theta or sec of angle A. So 1 plus tan square A, 1 plus tan square A is equal to sec square A. Therefore 1 plus 1 upon cot square A is equal to sec square A. Therefore if I take the LCM, here I get cot square A. No need to take LCM actually. I can write 1 upon cot square A is equal to the sec square A minus 1, or if I reciprocate now, so I will get cot square A is equal to 1 upon sec square A minus 1. So I can say cot A is equal to root over 1 upon sec square A minus 1. So ultimately I get cot A is equal to 1 upon, see, root of numerator, so root of 1 will be 1 and the denominator's root will remain as it is. So this gives me the value of cot A in terms of value of cot A in terms of value of cot A in terms of sec A. So this is the way by which we can write any trigonometric ratio in terms of any other trigonometric ratio. So please note it down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, now we will see question number 26. Question number 26th. Its first one, we have to evaluate sine square 63. Question 26th. Evaluate its first one, sine square 63 plus cos square, sorry, sine square 27, sine square 27 divided by cos square 17, cos square 17 plus cos square 60 73. Okay, cos square 3. Now as I told you that if you find the angles are not special angle, that means 0, 30, 45, 60 or 90, definitely you have to think about the angles for the complementary angle, trigonometric ratios for the complementary angles. Now next thing, we'll check whether these angles are complementary or not. Yes, these two angles are the complementary of each other. So we also know in general what we do, we convert any one ratio, either first one or second. So here I am trying to convert the second one in both the cases, in the numerator as well as in the denominator. So here for solution I do write this sine square 63 plus, see this is sine square theta, that means sine theta whole square. So here I can write sine square, now 27 is, okay, so theta is 27, so 90 minus theta. I wrote here sine square 90 minus theta. Sorry, here I should write cos square. Okay, sine theta equal to cos 90 minus theta. So cos square 90 minus theta. Similarly over here cos theta is equal to sine 90 minus theta. Okay, so here sine square 63 plus cos square 63, 90 minus 27 is 63. Over here cos square 17 plus sine square 17. Okay, 90 minus 73 is 17. Here we have sine square theta plus cos square theta, or sine square 63 plus cos square theta is the same thing. When I say theta, it means I am talking about angle. So here sine square angle, cos square angle, angle is same. So here numerator is 1. Similarly in denominator we have cos square theta plus sine square, that means cos square of an angle plus sine square of that, that means their value is also 1. So here it is 1 upon 1, so final answer is 1. Okay, so write down the next question. Okay, now we'll see the next question. See 26th question number 2, that for your homework. Now we'll see question number, before I start question number 27, okay, question number 7. Okay, now from question number 27, actually there are the question related to that in which we have to prove the identities. Okay, so question number 27 is MCQ based, so I will start question number 28, and when you get the idea, then definitely you will be able to solve question number 27. So here I am starting question number 28. See, this is very important concept 28. Now when we solve these questions, I will give you some to prove the left hand side is equal to the right hand. Okay, so let us start with the first one. See, if you read, prove the following for the define. Okay, so solve these questions one by one, and meanwhile some question I will give you for homework as well. Okay, let us start the first question. We have to prove sec A multiplied by 1 minus sine A multiplied by sec A plus tan A is equal to 1. We have to prove this. See, in general, whenever we have to prove something, we do start from left hand side and then we try to get the right hand side. But in some question, it is also possible that we have to start from the right hand side to get the left hand side. As well as in some question, it is also possible that you start from the LHS left hand side, you come to a point, then you start from the RHS and you again come to the same point, then again we can say the thing is proved, or the if the LHS and RHS are equal, then the equations will be, or the identities will be proved. So here it is obvious that we will start from the left hand side. So let us see how to solve these type of questions. Sec A 1 minus sine A sec A plus tan A. See, however, there are no specific rule to solve these questions, but definitely I am going to give you some steps that you have to, that if you follow, definitely you will be able to solve these questions. There are 6 to 7 points then that if we keep in our mind while solving these identities, in maximum case you will get your answer. Okay, so very first thing among these, this you have to convert all trigonometric ratios in the form of sine or cos. Okay. Convert all trigonometric ratios in sine or cos. Okay, if you find there is any trigonometric ratio is not in the form of sine or cos, you can start by converting them into sine and cos. So over here we can see it is not necessary that if you convert in sine and cos then and only then you will be able to prove that, but definitely if you convert into sine and cos, it will help you, or it might take less time. So here sec A, I can write this as 1 upon cos A. Now the trigonometric ratios which are already in sine and cos, we keep them as it is. So 1 minus sine A. Now over here sec A, so I can write 1 upon cos A, tan A, so I can write sine A upon cos A. Okay, if for this you have to remember all those identities, that is sine square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1, then is equal to sec square theta, then 1 plus cot square theta equal to cosec square theta, as well as we have to remember those relations between the trigonometric ratios, and one among them I used over here. I wrote sec A equal to 1 upon cos A, I repeated that over here, and then tan A is equal to sine A upon cos A. Now next 1 upon cos A I do write as it is, 1 minus sine A I do write as it is. Now over here we have to take LCM. So this is the second point that I'll do write, take LCM whenever it is required. See, these steps that I'm writing over here are not necessary that will be useful in the order, but definitely will be useful while solving these questions in any order. Okay, that means if you want get if you convert all the trigonometric ratios into sine and cos, then it might possible that you have to take LCM. So here it is required to take LCM, and LCM is cos A. So here I will get 1 plus sine A. Now if you carefully, if you observe carefully, here we can apply one algebraic identity. So third point I am writing algebraic identities. See which identity uh, you can see here. It is 1 minus sine A, here it is 1 plus sine A. That means here I can say A minus B, here I can say I have A plus B, A minus B, A plus B. That identity I can use because all three are in multiplication. So I am writing this 1 minus sine A into 1 plus sine A, and in the denominator I am writing cos A multiplied by cos A, that is cos square A. Okay, now 1 minus sine A into 1 plus sine A is 1 square minus sine square A, isn't it? A square minus B square. So 1 square is 1 only. So I do write 1 minus sine square A upon cos square A. Now fourth one, trigonometric identities. Now it is quite possible that we need some of the trigonometric identities. For example, here I need an identity. See, now you may say that there isn't any identity that is 1 minus sine square A, but definitely we have identity that is sine square A plus cos square A is equal to 1. So if I take the sine square over here, what I will get? Cos square A is equal to 1 minus sine square A, isn't it? So I can replace 1 minus sine square A by cos square A, or I can do in at the place of 1 I do write the sine square A plus cos square A. If I do write sine square A plus cos square A at the place of 1, minus sine square A plus sine square A will cancel out, and ultimately in the numerator I will get only cos square A. So simply, actually I am using this identity, sine square A plus cos square A is equal to 1. So next step, cos square A, and the denominator itself is a cos square A. So here I got 1, that is equal to RHS. So here I am writing the remaining step. Uh, this was left hand side LHS. So here I will write, therefore LHS is equal to 1, therefore LH is equal to RHS. Hence, so we proved the identity. See, again I am repeating these four uh, steps, not going to help you in order, but definitely whenever you stuck that what to do next, one among these will help you. That means either you need to do this, or you need to take LCM, or you need to apply some algebraic identity, or you need to apply trigonometric identity. There are 3 or 4 more steps left, but before that, note it down. Okay, so I hope you got this. Now, before we come to the next question, let me explain you this once again because this is very important concept. So, I think you need once again its explanation. Okay, so I started with the left hand side, and very first thing what I did, I converted trigonometric ratios in terms of sine and cos. So here it was sec A, so I wrote cos A. 1 minus sine A I wrote as it is. Then here I wrote sec as 1 upon cos A and tan as 1 sine upon cos A, sine A upon cos A. Then uh, here I took the LCM. LCM is cos A. I hope you know how to find the LCM. If the denominators are same, the denominator itself will be considered as the LCM. And the numerator I do write directly. Here it was 1, so 1. Here it was sin A, so I wrote sin A. 1 plus sin A. Now over here, uh, one of the algebraic identity, click that 1 minus sin A, 1 plus sin A, that is A minus B, A plus B. So before applying that identity, I wrote that term, that particular term in that exactly form, A minus B, A plus B, and in the numerator cos A multiplied by cos A, so I wrote cos square A. Okay, now over here I applied the identity 1 minus, sorry, a plus b, a minus b, so I got 1 minus sine square. Actually, here it is 1 square minus sine square a according to identity, a square minus b square. So a square, that is 1 square, so I wrote 1 directly, 1 minus sine square a. Then over here I applied an identity, uh, trigonometric identity, that is sine square a plus cos square a. So at the place of 1 minus sine square a, I kept cos square a. So cos square a, cos square will cancel out, I will get 1, and hence I can say left hand side is equal to right hand side. So one thing is clear, if you want to get a perfect grip on these type of question in which we have to prove the trigonometric identities, you must be ready with the how to take LCM, you must be ready with the algebraic identities, trigonometric identities, and when I say convert all trigonometric ratios in sine or cos form, it means you have to be ready with the relationship between the trigonometric ratios. After that, there are some more steps that we see when we solve the questions. So I hope you got this concept clearly. So in next lecture, be ready with the algebraic identities, trigonometric identities, relationship between the trigonometric ratios. Then we'll see the next question of this exercise. Till then, bye, thank you, take care, stay at home.